I want to tell you something that 40% of UK investors say is their biggest financial regret in life. Not a bad stock pick, not a market crash they didn't see coming. Their biggest regret is that they didn't start investing sooner. 40%. That's from a Fidelity study of 1,000 UK investors. And nearly 60% of UK adults say they'd wish they'd started at an earlier age. I'm not telling you this to make you feel bad. I'm telling you this because if you're watching this video, you still have time to be in the other 40%. In this video, I'm going to share the things I wish someone had told me before I started investing. Not textbook theory, not generic advice, the real things, the ones that actually change outcomes. But before that, just a quick reminder, I am not a financial advisor and this content is for educational purposes only. It's not financial advice. Always do your own research or speak to a qualified professional before making investment decisions. So the first thing I wish I'd known is this. The amount you start with matters far less than most people think. What matters, almost above everything else, is when you start. I spent years thinking I needed to have a serious amount of money before investing was worth bothering with. I was waiting until I had more, until life was more settled, until the timing felt right. Those years of waiting cost me money I will never get back. Not because of anything dramatic, just because of compound growth and time. Here is a number that I think about often. If you invest £100 a month from age 25 at an average 8% annual return, by age 55, you would have roughly £140,000. Of that, you personally put in £36,000. The remaining £109,000 came just from compound growth. Now start the same contributions at 35 instead of 25, and you end up with roughly £60,000 at 55. Same monthly amount, same return, just 10 fewer years. A difference of £85,000. That is the cost of waiting. Not a number anyone tells you when you're in your 20s, wondering whether investing is worth starting yet. Start. Start with whatever you have. Start now. I cannot emphasize this enough. And you will see me mention it a lot in my videos because it's so important. The second thing I wish I'd known, and this is the one I hear most often in forums and from people who are on the edge of starting, you do not need to understand everything before you begin. I spent a long time consuming content, reading about investing, watching videos, learning terminology, waiting until I felt ready. Here's the thing nobody tells you. That feeling of being ready never fully arrives. There's always more to learn. Markets are always complex. Something is always uncertain. The most valuable education I got about investing did not come from anything I read before I started. It came from actually being invested, watching a market drop and feeling the pull to sell, sitting with that discomfort and choosing to stay, learning what my own emotional response to risk actually was. You cannot fully learn that from a video or an article. You learn it by doing. The barrier to starting is genuinely low in the UK today. A stocks and shares ISA, a low-cost global ETF, a monthly amount you can afford, that is genuinely all you need to begin. Learn as you go. The doing teaches you far more than the studying ever will. Third thing, and this one genuinely surprised me when I first understood it properly. Investment fees look small. They are not small. A 1% annual fee sounds harmless. On a £10,000 portfolio, that's only £100 a year. Barely noticeable. But here is what 1% actually costs you over 30 years. Take two identical investors. Same amount invested, same returns, One pays a 0.2% fund fee, the other pays a 1.2% fund fee. After 30 years, the low-cost investor has roughly 30% more money than the high-cost investor on a £200,000 portfolio. That difference is around £60,000. That is not a small difference. That is life-changing money, lost quietly, silently, in fees most people never even noticed they were paying. So what to look out for? Something called the ongoing charges figure, the OCF for short, on any fund you buy. A good global index ETF will have an OCF of around 0.1 to 0.3%. Any actively managed fund, meaning a human or algorithm is actively changing what individual stocks are inside that fund or ETF, charging 1% or more, needs to consistently outperform the market to justify that cost. And as we covered in one of my other videos, most of them don't. So keep fees low. It is one of the few things in investing you have complete control over. Fourth thing, and I say this with complete conviction, if you are investing in the UK and you are not using a stocks and shares ISA, you are leaving money on the table. A Fidelity study of UK investors found that 17% of people listed not making better use of their tax-efficient accounts as one of their biggest regrets. 17% wishing they had simply used the tax wrapper the government was offering them for free. The ISA is not complicated. It is a tax-free account. Any growth inside it, tax-free. Any dividends, tax-free. Any profits when you sell, also tax-free. A yearly allowance you can add to it every single tax year. Over decades of investing, the tax saving inside an ISA can be worth tens of thousands of pounds, and it costs you nothing extra to use one. I wasted time early in my investing journey in a general investment account before I fully understood the ISA. That is time and tax efficiency I cannot get back. So open a stocks and shares ISA, invest inside it. Always use your allowance before investing elsewhere. The fifth thing, and in my experience this is the one that costs people the most money, your emotions in investing will work against you almost every time you listen to them. When markets are rising, you feel invincible. You want to invest more. You feel like the good times will continue. That is usually when the assets are most expensive. When markets are falling and you feel fear, you want to sell. You want to protect what you have. That is usually when the assets are cheapest. The best time to be buying. The emotional response to investing is almost perfectly backwards to what the rational response should be. Behavioral finance research consistently shows that the average investor significantly underperforms the market. Not because they choose bad funds, but because of the timing of their decisions. Buying high when confidence is up, selling low when fear takes over. The fix is deceptively simple. Automate everything. Set up a monthly direct debit into your ISA on a fixed date. Remove the decision from the equation entirely. You invest whether markets are up, down, or sideways. You never have to decide, it just happens. This single habit, automated monthly investing, is responsible for more long-term wealth building than any investment strategy I've ever come across. Not glamorous, not exciting, but it works. So the last thing, and I say this not to be harsh, but because it genuinely changed how I thought about my financial future. Nobody is coming to teach you this. We are not taught about investing in school. Most of our parents weren't investors and couldn't teach us. The financial system is not designed to make this simple. A survey of UK adults found that the majority of financial regrets, including not investing earlier, not saving more, not starting a pension sooner, came down to one root cause: A lack of knowledge, a lack of education, a lack of someone explaining this in plain English, which means the responsibility falls on you. Not because that is fair, it isn't, but because waiting for someone else to sort out your financial future is the most expensive thing you can do. You are watching this video. That already puts you ahead of most people. Most people will never spend 20 minutes learning about how money works. Most people will reach 50 and have that fidelity regret that they'd wish they'd started sooner. You don't have to be one of them. So here it is, what I wish I had known. Start early, even small. The time advantage is worth more than the amount. You do not need to know everything before you begin. Doing beats studying every time. Keep fees low. Check the ongoing charges figure on every fund. The difference over decades is enormous. Use your ISA every single year, without exception. Automate your contributions. Remove your emotions from the equation and take responsibility for your own financial education. Nobody else is going to do it for you. If you want a clear, structured path from where you are right now to making your first investment with genuine confidence, I've built a complete beginner's course with over 6 modules of videos. It covers all of this and more, step by step, in plain English, even with screen share demos of making your first investment in an ISA from scratch, and much more. The link is in the description. And why don't you drop a comment below? Which of these things covered here do you wish someone had told you earlier? So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.